Hello and welcome to today's learning of the laws of Lashon Hara. Today we are going to discuss some misconceptions and different ideas that people might not realize are Lashon Hara. So we're going to go into day 36 and 37. It's called misconceptions, and this 37 is called humor. So first the Chafetz Chaim explains that many times people think that something is not Lashon Hara because they know it is not going to get back to the person. And that will be their excuse. They'll say, it is not going to get back to them, I'm telling you. But that doesn't matter because Lashon Hara, as we've said, is something derogatory that is going to affect the listener's impression of the person spoken about. We've also mentioned a few times that it is still Lashon Hara even if you say, oh, I would even say it if they were standing right here. Just because they would be standing there and you'd say it, that would make it Lashon Hara and that would be embarrassing them. So that is still considered not okay. Now what about if I say something that's not negative or positive? Miriam's gonna be late for the meeting today. So, well, it depends how Miriam would feel. Is it something derogatory? If you say it just like that, how I just said it, and Miriam's not embarrassed, it's just a fact, then you can say that. But if you roll your eyes and you make it very obvious, it's like Miriam's late again to the meeting, and it's something derogatory, then that's not okay. Then the Chafetz Chaim goes on to speak about humor. Now, we all love a good laugh. We all love sarcasm here and there. It's nice. But when you're the butt of the joke, it's not always so funny. And sometimes, we laugh at the moment because we want to seem like a good sport, but afterwards we're actually quite embarrassed or hurt. Your boss may say to you in a meeting in front of everyone, you better hand that assignment in tomorrow, otherwise you'll be on a pretty long vacation. And everybody starts laughing and you're laughing, and afterwards you think like, ouch, that was a little bit embarrassing. So we cannot make jokes to people when they're about people or with people if it's going to be hurtful, if it's going to be sarcastic to the point that you really embarrass them. I mean, I'm sure we could all think back at times where we were just joking around and making fun of a friend, being extra sarcastic, or to a family member, and they were really hurt after, and they said, I really didn't think that was funny, that actually hurt my feelings. Or vice versa, that somebody said to you, come on, I was just joking, and you were actually quite embarrassed. So the Chafetz Chaim says again, if it's going to be something derogatory or hurtful, then it cannot be said. Now, what about if I talk about I'm telling you a story and I'm not mentioning any names. So I'm not mentioning any names. If I'm gonna give enough defining characteristics and enough details that you can figure out who I'm talking about, then that is Lashon Hara, right? If it contains negative information about someone, and it's so easy, right? People love to do this all the time. I'm not gonna say any names, but it's somebody who happens to live next door to me, and they have blonde hair, and their name rhymes with, Balia, but it's not Talia, No. If you're gonna give details that it's so obvious who you're talking about, then that's Lashon Hara, even if you leave out the names. So really, this little segment ends off by saying, as we study the laws of Shmiras Halashon, guarding our speech, in all their detail, we see again and again that Hashem has great displeasure when his children are portrayed in a negative light. Through these laws, Hashem is telling us, all of you are my children. Please treat each other with respect and sensitivity. So just imagine if we could up the notch of our sensitivity a little bit in our lives, how many fights and how much friction can be avoided. I hope we can be blessed and manage to do it. It's hard sometimes and we fail, but that we could still try to be positive in our speech and our thoughts and the way we act, and hopefully see a better world day by day. Have a great day.